Hey there, my darlings! How are you? I hope that you are doing amazing. It's DarlingDTarot bringing you another pick-a-card reading. So for today, we are going to be getting right into this and asking the question, are we compatible? What would our relationship even look like if we did date or if we got together? What kind of connection do we share? So we are going to be answering all those questions. We have three beautiful piles here. We have stack 1, which has an Opalite in front, stack 2, which has a Carnelian, and stack 3, which has clear quartz. Now you can choose based off of the energy of the piles or the items in front. I'm actually going to hold each individual item and its crystal up so that you can see it. Stack 1 has this beautiful kind of gold edged Seattle cup. It is so cute. And we also have this Opalite, which makes me like think of dragon's eggs in a way, you know? Like if they could be made of anything. So for stack 2, we have this beautiful hand-painted little teacup. Isn't it beautiful? It has people on it and beautiful dresses with this carnelian. For stack 3, we have this beautiful little hand-painted cup as well. It's so cute. And then this clear quartz. I love it. It's so sweet. I didn't put take the price tag off of it on the bottom though. I just got it and I was like, it's so cute. I gotta share it. But yeah, so there are the three options. So let's take a deep breath in. Let's hold it. And release. And with that, I will give you a few seconds to choose your pile. Make sure to have your person in mind as you're thinking about this. And yeah, I will see you at your choice. Bye. Hello to everyone who picked stack 1. Let's get right into your reading and see, are you compatible and what would a relationship look like? So starting off with your first card, this is your Animal Druid Oracle card, and this is talking about what sort of energy they have towards you and how they see you overall. So we have Sal. Okay, so this is a really beautiful card. This is so lovely because this is really talking about they see you as someone who is very nurturing, very caring, and very compassionate. You're very open-hearted and open-minded as well. You're definitely kind of the mom friend around the people that you really care about. You want to take care of others. You want to provide for others as well. You always want to be sort of like that beacon of hope or that person that people can sort of call on when they're going through a really hard time because you're someone who's very understanding. You know, you're someone who can definitely know what other people are feeling and you know how to fix situations. You definitely think outside of the box. You're very creative, very imaginative, and they really love that. You know, they really think that you're someone who is incredibly intelligent. They think that you're someone who, you know, really has enough time and enough money, you know, and you just kind of see people as an added bonus in life, and they really appreciate that about you. You know, they see you as someone who is very abundant, and they see you as someone who can take care of their own family without having to rely on another partner, without having to rely on really anyone else, you know, because you are the main provider. Ooh, provider. There we go. And you are so down to earth and so loyal and so lovable as well. You know, you don't get hung up on the little things, and that's what they absolutely adore about you. You know, you aren't the type of person who's going to hold grudges either. You definitely are blunt and straightforward and say, hey, you know, that wasn't really cool, and I don't know if we can continue to be friends, Karen, you know? And it's just little things like that. But you're very, very motherly. You're very protecting as well. You know, I can't say that enough. And it could even be that they want to start a family with you. They want to have a very loving, very open dynamic with you, something that's very organic. With you, you know, you're not someone who's going to manipulate a situation, and you're also not someone who's going to kind of force a situation to be how you want it to be. You know, you're not going to put people in a box, and you're not going to say, hey, fit my labels and fit what's going on here. You know, you want everyone to just kind of do their own thing. You want the world to be drama-free. You want everyone to be happy. You want everyone to be laid back as well, you know, and you like going out into nature, you like exploring, you like just kind of enjoying your day. You might be the type of person as well that you work very hard, you're very successful, but you also play hard too, you know. You're the type of person who knows that if you're bringing in money, you know, you also should spend it at the same time. It's not something that you should kind of hold on to, you know, and maybe this person needs a little bit of help with that. You know, maybe there's one person in this relationship that really needs to kind of loosen up on money, and maybe you're the person that's really going to help in this relationship and help them to achieve that, because they see you as someone who's very successful, someone who can take care of themselves. You know, but they definitely want to start something with you. Now, this doesn't just have to be like a family in regards to children. It could also be animals, because they see you as someone, like I said, who is very compassionate, who takes care of others. You know, you might adopt a lot of animals. You might bring a lot of animals in, you know, and they really love that about you. They love that you are so nurturing to these little beings, you know, and you might be someone who thrives with plants. For some of you, you might have herbs in your kitchen or maybe somewhere around your house that you keep, maybe even mint, you know, but whatever it might be, they really appreciate that you are such a great plant parent as well. You know, you're definitely someone who can look at a plant and sense and say, they need some water, they need some sunlight, they just need some love in general. You know, you're the type of person who's going to go over to plants and talk to them. You're not going to feel ashamed of it. You're not going to feel embarrassed if someone like around the block or whatever looks at you like, what are they doing today? You know, you're not going to worry about it. You're going to be like, why don't you mind your business? Go back into your shoe repair shop. I'm fine. I'm fine over here talking to my plants and blowing my bubbles. Yeah. I got so excited I bumped over my Seattle cup. But honestly, you know, maybe you guys are from Seattle. Maybe that's why. You know, maybe some of you, there will be like a connection to Seattle. I don't know. But maybe that needed to be brought up. But going forward, they definitely see you as someone who is very open, almost like this opalite, how it has so many different colors and different layers to it. You're someone who is almost a little mysterious. You're someone who has so many different aspects of them to learn and to kind of be unpeeled and uncovered, you know what I mean? But you're definitely someone who's very fun to be around. You might be the type of person who is a little bit of a homebody. Perhaps you just like spending time inside, just watching a nice movie, reading a nice book, you know, maybe having a glass of wine or even some chocolate milk. We don't judge here, you know? Whatever it is that you like to drink to unwind, you go for it. But honestly, you know, you're someone who can definitely bring in the money, bring in the love, and bring in the happiness as well. And they want to have that with you. They also might want to have like an entrepreneurship. Maybe the babies are kind of like ideas and inspiration for career ideas. Maybe you guys are going to be kind of entrepreneurs together. You know how in that episode of SpongeBob, it's like SpongeBob and Patrick are like, fancy living, here we come. You know, this is you guys. You guys are going to be fancy living together. That's what they want to share with you. They want to have this very beautiful, you know, very refreshing relationship is really what I'm getting. They want to reap their harvest with you as well. So moving on to the next three cards that we have here. Oh my goodness, this is already like, wow, it's perfect. So let's see what the other cards have to say. So for your next three cards, we have number 6, observation, number 2, dreaming, and number 32, the key. Oh my goodness. Okay, so for number 6, observation, it says patience, attention, pause, and watchful. Okay, so maybe this is someone who has watched you from afar for quite a while, you know, not to be like weird or to be like creepy, but maybe this is just someone who maybe they see you in the hallway passing by. Maybe they're a coworker. I don't know. Maybe they work at a grocery store and you see them all like the time. Maybe you see them every week and you're like, hey, Dan. And they're like, oh, hey, Sharon. You know, like you guys are on a first name basis at this point. You guys really know each other, you know, and maybe it's not even like that. Maybe you just kind of acknowledge each other, like you guys know each other exist in that sense. But they definitely watch you. They definitely really enjoy the interactions that you guys have together. And it's kind of like this bird in the background. Do you see how he's green? He's like still growing. He's still healing himself. He's still continuing on his own journey, but he's really watching this rabbit, you know? And that kind of is talking about your person, whether it's a he or a she. They are definitely watching you. They are definitely really passionate about you as well with all of the red that we have in the background. It's almost like they want something to start. Gonna be starting something like that. But honestly, they want something to really grow here, especially with it being number 6. They want abundance with you. They want this to sort of be brought into fruition, into life as well. Maybe this is something that they've been trying to manifest for a while. Maybe they've been saying, please, I would love to have a relationship with Amanda, you know? They've just been asking their guides. And, you know, it might not even be that they've been even asking for you in particular, but maybe it's just kind of these particular traits. And since they see you, since they've been watching you, they've really realized, realized, wow, this is someone that really has all of those traits that I really want in a partner. This is someone who isn't going to cheat me, who isn't going to lie to me, who isn't going to bring any of these harsh negative energies in. This is someone who is very pure, who is very compassionate, and who is very kind as well. And with it sort of being a rabbit here, I feel like maybe you're a little bit of a skittish energy, you know, maybe that's why you like being so stable and you like kind of providing for others, because on your own, making your own decisions, you're not really the best for making your own decisions. You know, for other people, you're really good, you know, and maybe this person really recognizes that as well, is that you're a little bit skittish, so they don't want to just walk up to you and be like, hey, you and me, Friday night, 8 p.m., the movies, be there, be square. You know, like they don't want to come off like that, you know, but they really do like you. So they're kind of keeping up with the patience. They're trying to get your attention for what it's worth. So maybe you've noticed that. Maybe they're even acting a little bit silly. Maybe they're dancing around. Maybe they're singing, you know, but definitely try to acknowledge them more is really what I'm getting from this card. Make sure that you kind of turn around and smile at them and say, hey, how's your day doing? You know, especially if this is someone that you want to have something with. So make sure to take that leap of faith. Get it? Leap, because it's a rabbit. No. So moving forward, we have number 2, dreaming. Also, this doesn't have to be someone new. I just wanted to put out there, like, this could be a friend that maybe has just realized, like, oh, this is someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with, like, not just platonically. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this is someone who just has kind of seen you and been like in a different light. You know that song from John Mayer where it's like, new light, you're gonna see me in a new light. You know that song? It's kind of like that vibe as well for a few of you. You know, I feel like maybe it's a friend that you've been really close to in the past, and maybe you've kind of sensed it as well with them, but they didn't want to make it weird, you know, but they've been dreaming about you. And remember how I was saying that they were asking their guides, like, please, I want to be with this person. It says gifts receiving in dreams. So it's really saying, hey, you know, maybe my wish will be fulfilled. Maybe this person will kind of be in my life. We have another bird here that's watching her, you know, and it's kind of like maybe they feel like you have a lot of other options. Maybe they feel like there's plenty of fish in the sea. Why would they ever need me in that sense? But you're also looking at them. You're like, oh, well, they give me the time of day, right? You're like, just make the move already. And this person is so stagnant, and it could even be vice versa, that maybe both of you on kind of a subconscious level are mirroring each other, to the point where if one of you is being stagnant and a little bit awkward, the other one is going to be a little bit stagnant and a little bit awkward as well, regardless of if that is you guys' personality traits. I just think that you guys kind of feed off of each other, and that is so cute. Maybe this is even like a really divine union or a divine connection in that sense. Almost like you guys kind of feed off of each other's tongue-tiedness and flusteredness in a sense. But with number 2, they're definitely, it's the beginning of their cycle as well. They're really trying to achieve balance. They're trying to achieve balance as well between getting a connection going, between getting a relationship going, and also between kind of their own endeavors, between their own schoolwork, between their own passions, their own hobbies, you know, so it might be a little bit hard for them as well to bring this into fruition. But with the moon in the background, they're really trusting their intuition here. They're trusting the spiritual side of them, you know, and they're really saying, wow, you know, this might just be the one here. This might be the person that's for me. So going forward onto the last card here, it says number 32, the key. It says mystery, moving forward, and knowledge. Okay, so this is really awesome because number 32 could kind of directly go into the number 5, you know, and that for me especially is definitely change, you know, and it's usually divine change as well. We were just talking about a divine union, a divine connection as well. Maybe something that you guys are going to both prosper in, but it's almost like you guys both hold the key here. Oh my gosh, this just reminded me of like the Hierophant. You know how in traditional tarot, it's kind of like he has, well, actually, like even in the Witch's Tarot as well, he has 2 keys at the bottom, you know, and it's kind of like he holds the keys to even twin flame union and divine connections in that sense, and he holds the key to knowledge, you know, so this is really interesting. Maybe this is saying like you guys both hold the key to each other's happiness. If you guys would just kind of, not necessarily swallow your pride, I'd say swallow your fear, which I guess would kind of be like your ego. Let your ego kind of take a back seat to this and just kind of go up to them, strike up a conversation, you know? maybe even if you're not feeling like striking up a conversation, smile at them more, maintain more eye contact, really try to get their attention because they are definitely enamored by you. Look at this couple here. He is like stuck like a deer in headlights and she's just looking away. She's not even looking at him, you know? So it's almost like you guys definitely feed off of each other's nerves, which is so cute. Oh my gosh. You know, maybe there's a little bit of, know how I was saying like tongue-tiedness, maybe that you guys just both don't know what to say, how to start a conversation even about being together. You know, if this is someone that you've even known for a long time, maybe they're just waiting for you to kind of come forward and drop hints as well because they don't want to ruin this, you know? It's kind of like a mystery to them, but they know they have to move forward. It's just that they don't feel like they have quite all the knowledge that they need. Oh my goodness, that's why the moon is here, because everything isn't illuminated yet. Nothing really makes sense to them yet. Everything's still kind of in the dark, and that's why they need that light there. So they're just kind of going off of their intuition, and I think the same for you. You guys are just kind of going off of vibes and just kind of reading the room, but it's really hard, especially out in public settings or like maybe even in controlled settings where you guys can just feel like together, but you feel very awkward. You feel a little bit uncomfortable, you know? Not necessarily saying that you guys feel uncomfortable in the connection, but maybe in just that longing as well and saying like, oh my gosh, we would be so great together, but I don't know how to start that. I don't know how to get the ball rolling, you know, I feel like. Because I feel like each one of you is like, the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. And neither of you are really stepping forward and making that real big jump of faith, if you will. So moving on to your next two cards, these are going to be going over some animal energies of this connection and of this relationship. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, woohoo, and more rabbit energy. Oh my goodness. And the Knight of Cups, which is blue-footed booby energy. I love the blue-footed booby. Oh my goodness. Honestly, bird goals. That's who I would be in the bird kingdom. Either a blue-footed booby or like a vulture. I love vultures. They're so beautiful. Or a pigeon. Let me know, you guys. Stack 1. Who would you be in the bird kingdom? Hey. But yeah, with the 10 of Pentacles, this is definitely talking about that stable, happy family. It's definitely looking a lot like that Sal. It's beginning to look a lot like Salmas, right? But you're definitely someone who has that stable energy. And this isn't going to change when you guys have that connection together. It's almost like maybe you guys are looking at the moon separately right now. But in this relationship, you guys are going to be looking at the moon together. Oh my goodness. That was so cute. Be still my heart, honestly. But that's so sweet. Like maybe you guys constantly look out into the night sky and say, hey, maybe they're looking at the same moon as I am, you know, and that is so beautiful because you guys really are. You guys are connected through that. And that's something that's going to continue even into the relationship. I feel like you guys are going to have those little trips where maybe you guys go on the moonlit hikes, maybe moonlit yoga, anything, maybe even moonlit picnics. Oh, how cute would that be? But really anything, even camping, but you guys are going to feel so secure in the home that you make. And, you know, especially with this rabbit energy, it's like, this doesn't happen overnight, but it's something that you have a lot of fun while doing it, you know? You have a lot of fun making this den, getting everything prepared, you know, putting fur in the nest, making sure everything is just right for your babies to finally get here. And like I was saying, you know, this doesn't even have to be children babies. This can be animal babies. This can also be career babies. You know, if you guys are deciding to start up like a smoothie chain or something, maybe you guys are going to do that together. Maybe you guys are going to do like gymnastic classes together. I don't know. Whatever it is that you guys really want to do and really want to go towards, I feel like you guys are going to support each other in that. There's not going to really be anything that you guys don't support each other in, which is so awesome. You guys are definitely that kind of power couple sort of a vibe. Definitely go-getters. You're definitely kind of pushing forward to the next level each and every day, you know, and you're always striving to be the best that you can be. And I think that that's so wonderful, especially in this connection. I think that the two of you both kind of push each other to be the best that you can be in every situation, you know? And I think that you guys really have a mutual respect and a mutual understanding for each other that really goes beyond so many lifetimes as well. You know, I think that you guys have maybe known each other for a long time. Maybe you guys are like in the same kind of soul group, I suppose you can say, you know, but it's a very close, very stable energy with these pentacles. And it's like you guys are going to reach the end of your cycle together. And it's going to be where you guys are like, this isn't even the end of the cycle. This is just the beginning. Now we can go into all of these new adventures together. We can go into it with our children. We can go into it with our passions and our hobbies as well. So I think that is so awesome. You guys are definitely very strong-willed together. You know, I don't think that there's much that you guys can't achieve together. But going forward with the Knight of Cups energy, you know, this is really awesome energy, this blue-footed booby here. You know, this is really talking about, this is going to be a very open relationship in terms of you guys can talk to each other. You guys can come to each other with problems, you know, especially if your cup is kind of overturned, if you feel like it's kind of spilled all over the ground, your partner is going to be like, hey, here's all the other blessings in life. Here's all the other wonderful opportunities, and here's all the wonderful things that are going on as well. You know, they're definitely someone who's going to uplift you and vice versa. Remember how I was saying that you guys are kind of like a team? I think it's going to become to the point where maybe your friends kind of recognize you as partners in crime. Maybe where one of you goes, the other one is not far to follow, you know? And it's not even like a weird energy. It's just that you guys make such a good pairing that you guys don't necessarily want to stray or want to go in different directions from each other. You guys kind of just want to go into the unknown together, and that is so awesome. But there's going to be a lot of love here with the Knight of Cups. You know, there's going to be a lot of emotional stability as well as all of the financial stability. You know, you guys can take care of the bills together. You guys can take care of all of the needs for groceries. You know, if you have to buy new appliances for your house, you know, you guys can afford it. You're going to have all that and then some. You're going to be living very, very comfortably, which is awesome. You know, not just comfortably in financial settings as well, but comfortably in the sense that you guys both feel fulfilled and satisfied in your relationship. It's almost like you guys have met the one, so you don't ever need to look anywhere else again. You know, it's almost like that vibe of Canada Geese where you mate for life and then that's that. One and done, right? It might have taken a lot of trials and tribulations to get to this point, maybe even like a lot of bad past relationships, either on their side or on your side, but I really feel like coming together, you guys really realize and seeing each other, oh my goodness, this is a really conductive relationship. This is a relationship that I really want to be a part of as well. So moving on to your next three cards, this is going to be your Witch's Tarot cards, and this is talking some more about kind of how the compatibility is between you guys. So we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles, woohoo, which is a lot like this card. And actually, look, this is a Ten of Pentacles too. It's a lot like this card. And I'm like, I know it for a fact, but yeah, they're both Ten of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay, so wow. So already right off the bat, I'd say, yeah, you guys are really compatible. Why are you here? No, you know, why aren't you going and smiling at this person more, or talking to them, or giving them your number? You know, I know it's a little scary, but hey, you know, why not? You know, I'm not really going to judge because I still get nervous with that. So hey, but with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, kind of starting us off, I forgot to mention we also have the Six of Cups here. I got so excited over the Ten of Pentacles being here twice. But with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, this is really talking about in this relationship, you guys are going to find that stability. It's not going to have to feel like juggling anymore. You know, you guys are definitely going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and be able to be abundant in time, where you have time for everything. Remember how I was saying that you're someone who has time for everything and they sort of see that? Maybe you're going to bring this into this person's life, and that's what the compatibility is like you guys are yin and yang. It's so beautiful, the connection. It's almost like you guys kind of finish each other's sandwiches, sentences, really whatever it is that you would like. But with the Ten of Pentacles, this is awesome energy. This is having all that and then some, feeling very comfortable. Oh my gosh, success. success. And with the Six of Cups, this is really saying that your connection is very playful. It's very energetic as well. It's very daydreamy as well. I'm really feeling like life would be a dream, boop, 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 right? But it's very daydreamy. It's almost like you guys are like, pinch me, am I dreaming? Is this person actually in my life? Is this person actually going to be with me? And it's just such a beautiful energy. It's so renewing as well. I feel like this really puts the pep in your step again, so to speak. Really reminds you what it's like to be young and to be innocent and to really kind of have that beautiful outlook on the world. So how awesome is that? You're definitely going to feel completely renewed in this relationship. So moving on to the next 4 cards, this is the Wheel of the Year tarot card, and this is talking about what would happen if you guys were in a relationship together. So starting off, we have Death, followed by the Princess of Chalices, with the 10 of Pentacles again. Oh my gosh. Okay, stop. Stop it. Honestly, like, do you guys remember that Harry Potter? Stop it, Ron. That's what it reminded me of. Okay. Anyway, with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So with the Death card starting us off, this is really talking about, this is going to bring a lot of transformation here if you guys were to be in this relationship. Remember how I was saying that it's almost like you guys bring a lot to each other in different ways? That's why the Death card is here, because it's saying like you guys are not going to kind of be looking at things the same way that you were before. You're kind of leveling up to the next kind of level in your life, I suppose we can say, and it requires a new version of yourself, and it requires a new version of your partner as well. To be in a relationship requires compromise. It requires compassion. It requires being able to listen to both parties. It requires unconditional love as well. So make sure that you're really stepping into that, that you aren't holding on to any past grievances or any kind of past energy that might be holding you back, any kind of nerves as well. You got to kind of set that aside. Let that sort of die. Let your ego die, because the Princess of Chalices reminds me a lot of messages coming in with these 2 beautiful pigeons here, It's definitely like there's going to be messages coming in, and maybe that's why the Death card is coming in, is because you're going to have to find that balance in this relationship and in this connection to be able to keep this going, in a sense, Yeah, I think that you might have to make a little bit of time for this connection, but it's not going to be anything too crazy, but it's definitely going to be worth it. It's going to be so, so awesome. It's almost like you're going to both have a new outlook on life, because look, it's almost like you're dying and then being reborn, and you're seeing the world for the first time. Like, you have rose-tinted glasses on. You're smelling the flowers, you're dressing all nice, you're looking after yourself. You're like, wow, this is incredible. And like, you might have already been doing that before. I mean, obviously you probably were, but this is just saying like even more, this is enhanced. You want to continue to take care of yourself. You want to take care of this person. You want to talk to them more as well, because with these 2 pigeons, it's like, hey, can I have those messages? And there will be messages, because you guys are a duo. You guys are a team. There's an awesome dynamic here. You guys are going to be very successful if you choose to reach out to this person, if you choose to kind of talk to this person as well, because they feel like they can have something very, very solid with you. I also want to say that for some of you, if you chose this pile and weren't looking for a romantic sort of a reading, I know it says in the title like a relationship, but I'll just put it out there as well. If you were looking at this for a friend, this is also saying that they see you as something that they could be best friends with, as well. But this also plays into the relationship reading. They see you as their best friend, they see you as their confidant, someone that they can always turn to, someone that they can even start a business with, because look at this. They're in the wine business together, my dudes. They are very successful. They are the end of their cycle, and they don't have to worry about anything, and this is kind of like that, we're going to take care of ourselves, we're going to provide for ourselves, and we're going to be very proud of our accomplishments together. It's not necessarily that you guys are going off and being like, hey, I'm over here being a scuba diver, a professional scuba diver, and I'm over here being a professional smoothie maker, right? So you guys are definitely going to kind of come in on a common goal together. Not saying you won't kind of achieve your own kind of hobbies and your own passions separately, but I think there is definitely a potential for you guys to work together in the future, whether that be creatively or just for funsies even, you know, maybe you guys kind of go to conventions together, you know, whether that be anime conventions, alien conventions, really whatever it is that you'd like. I know that there's some alien UFO conventions here in Denver, which are pretty cool. You know, that would be a nice first date. There's somewhere to go like that. But moving on with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like you guys can afford to go out to these conventions. You guys can afford to go to the UFO convention, right? Because you guys have money. You guys have abundance. You guys have happiness. You guys have good health. You guys have good fortune. You guys have good luck. You know, especially in this connection, it's almost like, you know, people can't threaten this connection. It is solid. It is good to go. It's like opening this box and there's all this fortune, there's all this happiness, all this good luck. You know, and it's almost like you guys both can't believe your eyes because it's something so incredible, something that you wouldn't have even expected to happen with this person, right? But you guys are both so nurturing, so caring as well. Oh my goodness. I really love this. I really do. But yeah, so let's go on to your last card. This is incredible, stack one, honestly. Like, you should go for it. Like, this person sounds absolutely amazed by you. Like, right? You know? And I think you're amazed by them too. Like, you daydream about them. You think about them. You know, you definitely love their energy. You see them just as stable and just as capable as well, which is really awesome. So moving on to your last card, we have the Hermit. Okay, so this is talking about overall messages in closing from your spirit guides. This is saying even though you guys are together, make sure that you're still achieving your own goals, you know, because you guys are going to be spending a lot of time together. So maybe it's going to be a little bit hard to not necessarily remember who you are, you know, but it's kind of talking about that you're going to kind of want alone time at times, you know? It's going to be like, Herman, it's enough now. I just want to sit in the other room. I want to stay there for a while, and I want to listen to my music, you know? I want to listen to my tunes. And you go in there and you take time for yourself. It's just little things like that. People can't be with each other all the time, you know? We need our breaks as well. We need our time apart, and we need our energy. You know, and it could even be that if you are pursuing this as someone new, someone that you've even seen off the street, pursue it as, hey, do you want to just hang out? Do you want to hang out as friends? You know, do you want to go see a movie together? Do you want to get coffee together? Whatever it is, you know, and if they say no, that's fine. They're missing out on someone amazing. You can continue on your way, you know, but you can continue on knowing that you were brave enough to have done so. You were brave enough, you know, to have face that, you know, and if there's someone that's really awesome, they're still going to be your friend regardless, and regardless of if you like them, if you love them, if you want to have a stable connection or commitment with them, you know, if there's someone that's worth your time, they're always going to be in your life. They're always going to be there for you. It's kind of like that ride or die energy. And that's why the Hermit isn't worried about it. You know, that's why he walks this path so fearlessly, because he knows the people that truly love him and the people that truly appreciate him are going to be following closely. You know, they're not going to be too far along behind because they're going to want to also grow to the same level as him. You know, and that's really why this Ten of Pentacles is here as well, because you guys really want to grow to the next level. You know, and you guys both are kind of very unique in a sense, you know, to the point where you guys can definitely be leaders. There we go. That's what I was looking for. You know, kind of natural born leaders. And that is so awesome. You guys both have that flair to you. So make sure that you continue that up, you know, or keep that up rather in this relationship. Make sure that you guys are still kind of keeping that individuality. There we go. You know, and just continuing forward, doing whatever it is that you really like to do. You know, because I feel like this relationship is really going to take bloom, especially with all the flowers in the background and all the flowers here in general. And I mean, look at all the pumpkins here. There's going to be such a harvest in this relationship, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be unlike anything that you've ever experienced or that you ever will experience as well. You know, I think that there's definitely, you know, if you decide not to go towards this relationship or pursue this, there's always going to be something better, I definitely assure you, or something that's on par. You know, we definitely never miss our opportunities. We always get handed the opportunities that we're supposed to have as well. But yeah, I just feel like with death, it's really going to bring a lot of wonderful abundance into your life. And it's almost like when we clear a field with fire, it can come back a lot stronger. It can come back a lot thicker as well. So that's really what's going on here. Make sure to just kind of surrender to the happenings, you know, but still kind of yourself. Remember what it is that you really love to do and kind of go towards your hobbies and your passions as well. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this stack one. Thank you so much for watching this reading. Definitely leave a like down below if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment as well if this resonated, and also with that bird that you'd be, right? But I'm definitely very curious about that. But yeah, I hope that you are having a wonderful week, and I also have all of my links down below. If you have not subscribed already, you can hit that button with the little bell icon next to it, and that'll notify you too every time that I post a video. I also, like I said, have my links down below to my Patreon, my PayPal, and also my Etsy if you wanted to get a personal reading for yourself as well. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Hello to everyone who picked stack 2. Let's get right into your reading and see, are you compatible, and what would a relationship with your person be like? So starting us off with your first card, this is your Druid Animal Oracle card, and this is talking about what sort of energies they bring towards you and how they see you overall. So starting off, we have Stag. Now this is a really awesome card because this is talking about that they see you as someone who is very independent, they see you as someone who is a go-getter, and someone who kind of can see the whole picture here. Now, this card in itself has a lot of symbolism because we have the birch trees here that he is protecting because he is the guardian of the forest. He is kind of like the protector of the land and also of all the secrets that the world has to offer. You're someone who's very knowledgeable and someone who's very spiritual as well. They almost see you as someone who's very mysterious and that maybe you don't let on that you know more than maybe you do. You know, you're someone who definitely listens. You're someone who can kind of stand in the background and just kind of take note of people or take note of a situation around you, and that is awesome. You know, you're always gathering information and you're always up for like a new challenge or a new opportunity as well, but they see you as someone who's very independent. You don't have to rely on other people, and they really admire that about you. They really respect you, but at times I think that it's a little bit hard to understand where you're coming from, you know, and maybe even vice versa. Maybe you guys can kind of tend to butt heads a little bit. Maybe you guys can tend to not really see eye to eye or see what's going on as well. If this was someone, you know, since we have the birch trees here signifying a new beginning, if this was someone from your past even, maybe they're saying, hey, I want a new beginning with you. But if this is someone new, they're just saying, hey, you know, I'd like to get you to know you more. I'd like to understand you and understand the mysteries of you, you know, and the secrets that you keep within, because maybe you're someone who maybe not necessarily standoffish, but you definitely have to get to trust people and get to know people before you really let them in, you know, and that is kind of like a reward in itself. Maybe they see you as like a challenge, maybe even like a puzzle, you know, and then when they crack you, then they're going to be like, yes, so, you know, it'll be like that ultimate reward. But you can kind of see the whole picture in a situation, which is also what they love. You're someone who isn't biased, you're someone who isn't going to pick sides, and you're someone who understands that there's many different versions of the truth. So, you know, when someone's story kind of differs from someone else's, but it's the same kind of storyline, I suppose you can say, you're not the type of person who is going to jump to conclusions and say, they're lying. You know, you're going to say, well, I understand that both of you had different situations going on in your life. There's different circumstances going on here, and you're going to just take them both in and then just kind of decide on your own. It's kind of like when you read multiple news articles and then you're just like, okay, I'm not going to have like a biased news source. So you read from everywhere. You know, you take an article from here, other countries. You know, you're really looking into it so that you can make your own educated opinion. You know, you're someone who is very, very smart and very intuitive. You have a very good gut instinct. And I think sometimes, you know, you can really sense when someone isn't good for you, and you can kind of alert others too. And you're not necessarily worried about it either because you are independent. If someone isn't going to be good for you, you'd rather be alone and spend time with yourself than to kind of indulge with this other bad person, you know? Not necessarily saying that a person might be bad, but, you know, maybe their energy might be a little bit toxic or a little bit hard for you to handle because you are someone who is very sensitive to it with your intuition, you know? We have these antlers here, and it almost makes me think of like you have antennas or you have feelers up to the heavens, like giving you guidance from the universe in a way, you know? So make sure that you're following your intuition and you're following what really feels right in your heart and in your gut as well. But I think also with this person, with bringing their energy towards you, maybe they're a little bit standoffish and maybe it's really hard to kind of capture you in a sense. Maybe you elude people, maybe you elude getting tied down, or maybe they do as well and they really, really love your energy, and it's like you caught them, you know, like maybe they've never been able to be caught before, but you've gotten them like dead in their tracks. They're looking like they're gasping for air. They're like see that? So maybe it's just like awestruck is almost the feeling that I'm getting as well, but maybe they're just a little confused by you and a little confused by this connection as well. So it might be a little bit hard at times with this person or with kind of communicating because they're a little bit worried, I think, at times. I don't think that it's anything too bad, but maybe this person is just very independent, you know, and that's also why they're being drawn to you, because they see that if you guys were to be in a connection together or were to be in a romantic relationship, you know, you guys could go off your separate ways and then come back at the end of the day and say, hey, I'm here, you know, I'm ready to cuddle, I'm ready to be a couple, I'm ready to do really anything, you know, but you have to achieve your own goals first, and that's what they really enjoy about you, and that's what they really love about your energy as well. So that's really what I'm feeling there. You're always up for a new challenge and for a new beginning and for new opportunities coming in as well, which is so admirable. They really appreciate that because you guys mirror each other's energies a lot. But they're really confused. They just don't know what to do next is really what I'm feeling like with these cards. So let's go on to your next 3 cards. These are your Secrets of the Mystic Grove Oracle cards, and these are just some more messages kind of about this person, what they want with you. So we have number 27, Unravel, number 29, Winning, and also number 12, Celebrate Mystery. Oh my goodness, we were just talking about you being very mysterious, right? Like, you know, Carmen Sandiego, how mysterious she is, like, and cool, you know, like that sort of a vibe. Who's like a mysterious man that I can compare to as well? Inspector Gadget. Yeah, Inspector Gadget. We're going to keep him. He's kind of mysterious, am I right? So number 27, Unravel, is really awesome. You know, they want to get to know you. They want to unravel you. Remember how we were talking about you're kind of like a puzzle to them? Maybe they don't have every single piece to the puzzle. They're trying to piece it together, though. You know, they're really trying to understand you. They're trying to understand where you're coming from as well. You know, because they really do like you. They want to put the effort in. We have a lot of orange here, especially with this Carnelian. Interesting. You know, it could be that they have a lot of like passionate energy towards you, you know, a lot of like sacral chakra energies as well. And that is awesome. You know, you definitely give them butterflies, you give them goosebumps, you know, you make their hands stand up on end, their hair stand up on end. You are someone that is so awesome. But again, with this cat here, you're someone who's very intuitive. You're someone who can sense other people's lies, and you can sense if someone's putting up a front or if someone's putting on kind of like a mask, you know, and you're the type of person who really enjoys kind of discovering other mysteries in life. And maybe that's what they're saying is, I want to discover life's mysteries with you, but I don't necessarily know how to go about it. It's a little bit of a conundrum that they have to find a solution to, you know, but I'm sure that they will. It's just that it's a little bit hard for them, especially with them being so independent themselves. But next we have number 29, Winning, and it says succeeding, victory, and outcomes. You know, they want to be able to win with you. They want to be able to win at this connection, but I also feel like there's a little bit of competitiveness with this connection. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you guys. I don't think that that's anything bad. I just think that maybe they're kind of a one-upper, I guess would be the best way to put it. And it's just kind of like their own character traits and character flaws. We all have them, you know, we all have little things that we do. Some people like getting the last word in, you know, but just kind of take it in stride. If this is someone who is literally going to be rude to you, someone who is going to bring in toxic energy, you know, don't feel like you have to be in a situation with them. You know, maybe there's a reason why you're keeping yourself a little bit of a mystery to this person. Maybe there's a reason why you hold back, because maybe this person is, you know, just worried about conquering you. Oh yeah, maybe that's the feeling, especially with Stag. Maybe they just kind of want to conquer you. But, you know, I think that there's 2 different energies for this pile. So we'll see as we go into the reading what's going on here, you know, but definitely with the Winning card, it's totally this feeling of, you're gaining all of your wishes. They're all coming to fruition. They're all coming true as well, because, you know, 9 plus 2 is 11, and that's wishes fulfilled. That's divine balance as well, because that would be 2. but it's something that they're really wanting to succeed at. Maybe this is someone that once they get their sort of eye on the prize, they want to go towards it and they don't want to hold back. And maybe it's a little bit weird for them not to be able to just have someone fall into their arms, you know? Maybe it confuses them a little bit, the chase that you're kind of putting up with them. And if this is someone from your past, maybe they're saying, I want to come back and I just want to do this all over again. I want to win this time. I don't want to let this pass me by. I don't want to lose, you know? I don't want to lose you, especially because we have roses here, a lot of passionate energy. Oh my goodness. But we also have number 12, celebrate mystery. It says trust the journey, unexpected, and secrets. Okay, so secrets seem to be a really big thing here. Maybe you guys don't really communicate as much as you should. You know, maybe you guys should talk more. Maybe kind of try to open up the communication lines if you feel like this is someone who will be very beneficial for your life and someone who isn't going to drag you down, right? You know, make sure that you're paying attention to red flags as well. I just want to say in this reading, especially with this sort of competitive energy. But with Celebrate Mystery, you know, this is an awesome card. This is saying, I want to go into the unknown with you. I want to go on adventures. I want to go on trips. You know, let's travel the world together. Let's experience new things. Let's make a whole friend group together, right? You know, it's almost like they want to merge together with you. But it's a little bit unexpected, and oh, that could be why. You know how I was saying that maybe they just expect people to fall into their arms. They don't really like dealing with the chase or anything that comes along with it. You know, maybe that's what's unexpected here. And they have to be able to step forward and say to you, hey, I really like you. Hey, I really appreciate you. Or even just say, hey, how you doing? You know, because maybe there's a little bit of a lack of maybe a narrative here between you guys. So you kind of have to get back on track. But with the number 3, you know, if we were to add 1 and 12, that's really talking about achieving harmony within 3 aspects of yourself, the mind, the body, and the spirit. Make sure that you're paying attention to everything that your body and your spirit is really telling you about this person, you know? Make sure that you're following your analytical mind and your lovely heart and just the feelings that your gut and your spirit give you as well. And you're kind of meshing them together because that'll really help to unfold everything that's going on here. I think that there's a lot of underlying energies, and I think that maybe this is someone that if they're not a new person that has stepped into your life, you've had a lot of history with them. Maybe you have been on a lot of adventures with them, you know, but it's kind of like, how do we take this to the next step? How do we take this to the next level? How do we even start anew in this situation, you know? So moving on to your next 2 cards, these are your animal totem cards, and these are going over different energies of your connection and of this relationship. So we have the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords. So this would be eagle energy and firefly energy. So this is really awesome, awesome energy, because remember how we were saying earlier that with all of the orange here in this spread, it's almost like you guys have a very passionate connection. It's very sensual. It's very open as well, you know, in regards to maybe touching and going out to places together. You guys are very much adventurous. You guys definitely want to kind of explore together. I think that you guys want to go on all kinds of journeys and all kinds of different mysteries together as well. Remember how we were saying that maybe you guys are kind of like the keeper of secrets? Maybe they want to go out into the world and you guys can uncover secrets together. That's why they want this brand new beginning here. But with the King of Swords, with this eagle energy, it's like you guys have to be able to come together and have that conversation. You guys have to be able to be very truthful and very straightforward and upfront with one another, right? You have to put your crown on, remember who you are, remember what you deserve in a relationship, and don't settle for any less is also what the King of Swords is talking about. You know, the King of Swords is very unique. He's a leader. He's very strong energy. Some people can think that he's a little bit blunt. He's a little bit straightforward. You know, maybe he can even be a little bit cutthroat at times. But it's just because he's expressing himself. He's expressing his truth. He's expressing how he feels as well. And sometimes the truth isn't pretty. Sometimes the truth doesn't feel good, you know, but it doesn't mean that this person is mean. And it doesn't mean that, you know, you're a rude person for speaking up for yourself or for speaking your truth. It means that you are someone who's honest, and it means that you're someone who is very transparent, someone who doesn't want to have to kind of sift through all the murky energy, right? Because we have a lot of dark energy here. Look, over here it's nighttime, and over here he's in a cave. So it's really like you can't see all that well. So you have to use a lot of discernment in this relationship is really what I'm feeling. Make sure that you're being straightforward with this person. If this is something that you really feel like in your heart of hearts you could pursue and you can go towards and that you really want to kind of build on, make sure that you're being really open with this person about it and say to them, hey, I want you to be open and be truthful with me. Are you here for a relationship? Are you here for friends with benefits? Like, what are you here for exactly? You know, and if they don't align with what you are looking for, you can just say, well, it's been fun. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. I mean, they might have been great memories. Don't get me wrong. Very passionate memories. Hey, you know, because with the Ace of Wands, it's like, let's go on adventures together. Let's have fun. But, you know, let's also not make things into something that they're not is kind of the sense that I'm feeling as well. Maybe this person just has to be truthful with their feelings and truthful with how they, it's just their emotions. I just feel like they have a hard time opening up, right? You know, because there's a lot of cards here that are talking about you guys don't have like a lot of connection because there's still mystery, there's still secrets, you know, there's still things that need to be unraveled. So maybe that's even why the Ace of Wands is here, is like there's a passion here, there's legitimately a lot of feelings towards this connection and towards this relationship, but make sure that you guys are being very forthcoming and just kind of talking about how you're feeling. That's very, very important in a relationship, you know, because people aren't mind readers, you know, people can't just look at you and be like, hey, you want to go to our favorite taco shop, and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, people aren't just going to know that out of nowhere. It's kind of like meeting that random person on the street and being like, please ask me out. Please ask me out. And then they pass you by and you're like, man, that's story of my life. No. But honestly, you have to be honest with people and you have to be willing to take that risk and take that leap as well. Because a lot of people don't know, but eagles are kind of in the same family as vultures as well. So they tend to pair up with vultures at times. At least where I was living in Florida, we saw it a lot where the eagles would team up and they would actually help the vultures and vice versa so that they would then share their meal together. It was such an awesome sight to see, you know, and it was so unique. But eagles also have a definite sense of community. This last time that there was a blizzard here, you know, they all gathered together in the tree. They all like huddled together for the storm, all came towards the ground, you know, and I think that that's really kind of a testament to you as well, that you need to have a really good group. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to think of the word. I was like, what is that? A community even. You know, you're someone who definitely enjoys good people. You know, I think that you appreciate quality over quantity, but you have a few people that are really close to you. You know, maybe this person wants to get closer, but there has to be a little bit of honesty here. Maybe you guys just really need to have a talk, sit down, have a nice heart-to-heart even, a feelings jam, right? But don't feel scared about coming towards this person and explaining your feelings, because if they're going to snub you because you're like, Larry, I've had a crush on you for like 5 years now, and they're like, ugh, no thanks, Larissa. You know, it's like, really? You know, and if they don't ever want to talk to you again, that's on them. That's not on you, you know? That's their own problem that they missed out on someone so incredible, on someone who is so loving and so compassionate as well, and someone who is so intelligent and so unique, you know? You're definitely, kind of like a leader, you know, like not a leader, but like a trendsetter, you know, you don't follow the crowd. You're someone who's very, very unique. You follow your own style, you follow your heart. And in this situation, it's saying, don't let this situation be any different. If this is something that you really, really want to pursue, make sure that you're being open and honest about it. Make sure that you're following your passions and you're following what you feel really, really good about. So moving on to your next 5 cards, these are talking about the compatibility between you and your person. So we have the 2 of Wands, followed by the 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Tower, and then the Hermit card. Okay, so here's the deal. With the 2 of Wands, I really feel like there's a little bit of a decision here. Like, you guys both feel like you have a lot of options. You feel like you have the world in your hands, you know, but you're feeling a little stuck on what to do. Maybe on communicating, maybe on like reaching out, having that heart-to-heart. Maybe you guys just don't feel balanced enough to come towards each other and be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. There's a lot of mental blockages that are really holding the 2 of you back in a way, you know, and it's really keeping you from being emotionally open, or at least keeping this other person from being emotionally open, open with you. But something has to change. Something has to transform here, because you can't have a solid relationship when you're building it on like this little rock with like an iron crown on it, right? That's just attracting lightning. That's attracting problems. Make sure that if this isn't a relationship where you can go towards your partner and say, hey, I'm feeling like this. If you can't even tell your partner, hey, I took a really big poo this morning, how are you going to be in a marriage, right? Like, not to be weird, but how are you going to do that? How are you going to live together if you can't talk to each other about random stuff or about things that are just going on? Maybe things that are inconveniencing you even. You know, you have to be able to have that open communication and those open talks with each other, because when the really tough situations in the relationship arise, how are you going to even kind of go towards that? So we have to be very straightforward in relationships. We have to be able to go towards the people we like and say, hey, you know, this is how I'm feeling, take it or leave it. You know, and it can be really scary, but what's the worst that this person can do? You know, I know that these are mental blockages, but what are they going to do? They're going to say no. You know, they're going to say, ooh, leave me alone. You know, but why would you want someone in your life anyway who says, leave me alone? That's horrible. You know, that's really rude. So we have the Hermit, though, and this is talking about finding your own inner truth, finding your own inner peace as well. Especially with this lantern here. This is talking about kind of lighting your own way. Oh my goodness, it's a lot like this with this lantern, with the firefly in the lantern, lighting your own way, and everyone else will follow. They will follow on their own time. If this is a connection that's meant to be, I'm just going to put this out there. This person is going to follow you no matter what. They will follow you through the tundra. They will follow you through lava. Like, there is nowhere that they won't follow you because they love you. And that's kind of just what you do when you love someone. You'll go to the ends of the earth for someone, you know, and it's especially, you know, they don't have to be walking right beside you. They can be doing their own goals. They can be pursuing their own achievements and their own dreams, but they should be following right behind you. They should be continuing to advance and continuing to grow as well. You don't want someone who's going to keep you stuck or keep you stagnant, and vice versa, you know. Make sure that you guys are both kind of trying to continue to change, continue to grow, and continue on to find a path that's really going to fit the two of you, you know? Because in a sense here, you know, if this person isn't going to be emotionally open with you, especially if you have had kind of a relationship in the past and they've been very emotionally withdrawn, maybe even like not emotionally open to dating, maybe even saying to you, hey, I'm not ready for a relationship, and maybe they're coming around now, or it's kind of like maybe they will in the future, but it's really going to be up to you. It's like, are they going to be open with you this time? Are they going to tell you they love you? Are they going to be honest with you as well if something bad were to happen? These are just kind of questions to ask yourself, you know? But honestly, there's going to be a little bit of a decision here to be made with the Two of Wands. You can either continue to do things the way that they were, or strike out and do something a little bit differently. That might even be kind of breaking yourself out of these bindings, right? These very loose bindings, letting yourself be free, letting yourself enjoy the flowers, letting yourself continue forward, you know? And if this person rejects you, or, you know, this person doesn't really seem to like you, that's on them. You know, they're really missing out, because with this stag energy, this is very, very incredible energy, very powerful, very inspired, very creative, very imaginative. Oh my goodness. You know, you are not anyone to sneeze at. You are someone who is very wonderful. You are someone who's very lovely, you know, and you have a lot of secrets to you. You have a lot of like mysteries to uncover about yourself, and that would make anyone really excited and really happy. So make sure that you aren't keeping yourself stuck for one person in particular. When you have the whole world, you know, you got to figure there are billions of people on this planet, you know, and you don't have to keep yourself stuck for just one person who isn't giving you the time of day, or who isn't, you know, being affectionate with you, who isn't giving you the respect that you deserve as a stag, right? Because the stag deserves respect. So that's all I'm putting out there. Maybe there was someone who really needed to hear that, but make sure that you're still continuing to follow your own dreams, your own goals. You're not waiting around for this person is also what I'm feeling, because maybe there's some people who kind of feel like, I'm going to wait for this person, you know, and I think that's very admirable. I think that's very sweet. But if this person isn't doing the same for you, if this person is just continuing on with their life, I see no reason as to why you should not as well, you know, a lot of wells there. But make sure that you're still following what makes you you and what makes you really excited to wake up in the morning. This is also Virgo energy here. So this is kind of just talking about go into your analytical mind. What do you really want to pursue? What is it that you want to go towards? Focus on things that really aren't this person as well. And maybe that way even the universe can bring them in. But as far as the compatibility, I feel like if you guys aren't going to be honest and open with each other, it might not work. It might be better off being alone, you know, in that sense, or being like with other people, or maybe not even being together at this point in time. It's not even saying never being together. This is just saying this person isn't ready yet. Maybe you're not ready yet. But something's going on here. I'm thinking it's more of them, maybe that they just aren't emotionally open with you. They aren't someone who is coming forward with their feelings. And there's someone who's just clamming up, I think is the best way to put it. They're just clamming up. And you guys are keeping yourself stuck. You guys are keeping yourself bound. And maybe there's a little bit of mirroring here. You know, maybe there's a little bit of like a twin flame runner sort of a situation going on here as well for some of you, that this person is just kind of saying, hey, it's easier for me to focus on my goals, on my dreams and my visions than to focus on a relationship because I have no clue what to do in a relationship, right? Because this person is probably a lot more analytical than they are very emotional. And maybe you're someone who, not saying you're very emotional, but you're very sensitive at the very least. You know what's going on inside of you. You honor your feelings, you respect them, and you really feel them. You feel them very, very deeply. So moving on to your next three cards, these are your Wheel of the Year tarot cards, and these are talking about if you two were to be together in a connection and in a relationship, what would it be like? So we have the Five of Pentacles with the Magician and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so, I mean, we have a match here, right? Because we have a king here, a King of Swords with the Queen of Swords, right? But here's the deal. It can be manifested into something really beautiful, into something awesome, but you guys have to talk to each other. You just say what you need to say what you need to say, right, John Mayer? But make sure that you're being very honest, being very open. I can't stress this enough, especially with the swords. You know, maybe there's a lot of kind of fear with being left out in the cold, or fear of if you are honest with this person that they're going to leave you. You know, you're going to have all your money, you're going to have all your friends, all your successes, but you're going to still be really missing this person. It's not just that simple to where you can just switch off your feelings. This is very deep. This is very emotional as well. You know, if this is someone that you've known from the past, but even like someone that you're meeting now, it's like if you aren't open with this person, if you aren't even telling them your boundaries, if you aren't telling them what you want to manifest in a relationship, like sit down with them and say, hey, I'm looking for marriage. I'm looking in the future. I'm looking for holding hands. I'm looking for rubbing noses. You know, I'm looking for all the cute stuff. You know, just, you don't have to actually say that, but, you know, just be open with them. Say, I want something that's going to be serious, it's going to be stable, that's not going to make me feel ghosted, that's not going to make me feel left out in the cold or sad. Do you see him there, hugging his knees? And even this little mushroom here is very sad for him. This little mushroom's like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, you know? But it's very sad. But with the five here, it's like something has to change. There has to be a change here. And that's why the tower is here. You know, the tower doesn't always have to be something bad. It can be something very good if you utilize it in the correct way. But just make sure that you're talking. That's a very, very important. So going on to your last card, we have your kind of overall closing message. And we have the Five of Pentacles again. So this is just the closing message on this connection. So it's almost like maybe you guys tend to almost, maybe there's like a reciprocity here with the competitiveness, to where if one of you messages back in an hour, even if you were just busy, you were taking care of your job, you genuinely didn't even have your phone on you, they'll be like, oh, okay, I see that. I see what you did. And they won't text you back for 2 hours, you know, and it'll keep going on. And then after a while, it's like you guys don't text each other back for a few days to a week, you know, and maybe there was even a time where one of you was putting in more work, where one of you was really trying to message the other person, where one of you was really saying, hey, I want this to kind of work out. I want to go here. I want to do this. But one of you wasn't really receptive to it, if this is someone you know from your past. You know, but with the Five of Pentacles here, it's kind of like, go for someone who is going to make you feel warm, someone who is going to take you on life's adventures, someone who is going to hold your hand, who's going to be affectionate with you, not someone who's going to leave you shut out in the cold. Because look at this. The Five of Pentacles is literally feeling like you've just been left by yourself and someone just, they're off winning somewhere else without you, right? It's a sad energy. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to anyone who feels this way. You know, it's a really icky energy, right? I'm sending you all internet hugs. I wish I could hug you in person. Oh my goodness. But you are so, so strong, you know, and you are so brave as well. Very courageous with this stag energy. So don't let this bother you too much, you know. Just continue focusing on you. Focus on your self-love. Focus on your self-healing as well. You know, and I know that sounds so drab. I know you're kind of coming here and you're like, oh, yeah, self-love, you know. But that's kind of like a dentist having to say, hey, will you floss your teeth? You know, I just kind of have to say, because it is so, so important. It is one of the most important things that we feel good about ourselves and that we take the extra time for ourselves as well to unwind and to just feel really good, because how we present ourselves on the outside as well kind of is an inner reflection on how we feel on the inside at times, you know? So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're smiling, you're drinking enough water, you're getting enough sleep. And if you don't feel like smiling, don't smile. It's as simple as that, you know? Feel your emotions. Honor your emotions. If you feel like being sad over this person, if you feel like mourning this person, don't let anyone tell you that there is a time limit on mourning a relationship or a connection even, because you can miss someone for months, even years, you know, because they were so profound to your life. They were someone who you really enjoyed. They were someone who you really vibed with. So don't let anyone tell you, oh, well, you should be over Daniel by now, because no, you should still have feelings for Daniel, because you are someone who is very emotional. You're someone who's very lovely, who's very loving. I don't know. There's someone out there who needed to hear that. But I love you guys so, so much. And, you know, you deserve a relationship where you guys can be open with each other and you can manifest whatever it is that you want. You know, not saying that there's no hope here, but just make sure that there's a real conscious effort to be able to talk to each other. Because otherwise, you know, it's kind of like you guys can drift apart. And it's not necessarily that you guys are drifting apart on purpose. It's just that life has different plans for us. You know, we have things that we want to achieve and different goals that we want to accomplish. And it doesn't make us bad people. It doesn't make us criminals either. It just makes us people that are focused on our own life and on our own potential as well. So just focus on you, focus on what feels right, and everything else will follow suit. You know, it's kind of like what I'm being drawn to say here. But make sure that you're kind of going towards people who you feel really good about. If you've had red flags about this person, make sure that you're following them. So yeah, make sure you're using your intuition as well, because you have the whole world in your hands here. You know, you don't have to settle for someone who isn't going to give you the attention that you deserve or the respect or the love as well. Because when you're in a relationship, you know, there still has to be that communication where you guys are at least telling each other like, hey, I really appreciate you. I'm really proud of you today. You did a really amazing job. You know, there has to be those little affectionate things. So, you know, just make sure you're being open and the rest will follow suit. And if this person doesn't want to follow suit with you, if this person doesn't want to kind of change up their act as well, you know, and like come forward and come towards you and talk to you, then you just continue on with your passions, with your hobbies, and with things that you feel really good about. You know, don't let this bother you too much. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this stack too. I don't know. I love you guys so much, and I think that you're destined for so much happiness and so much greatness. It's just that sometimes the wrong people can kind of gravitate towards us, and they can be a little bit competitive. They can be a little bit rude, but not necessarily saying that this person is a bad person. Just make sure that you're being open with yourself as well about if this is a connection that you want to continue to have, or if this is a connection that's even right for you. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys so much. Oh my goodness, it warms my heart so much. I love you guys so much. I know I said that so much. I'm in the comments being like, stop saying so much. You can comment that. That's fine. That's fine. I love it. But yeah, so definitely leave a comment, leave a like, and if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this, and also the little bell icon next to it, and that'll notify you every time that I post a video. I also have all of my links down in the description box down below. It has my Patreon, my PayPal, and my Etsy in case you wanted to have a reading with me, your own personal reading. But yeah, I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye! Hello to everyone who picked stack 3. Let's get right into your reading and see, are you compatible, and what would a relationship be like with your person? So starting off with your first card, this is your Druid Animal Oracle card, and we have Water Dragon. Now this is an absolutely awesome card. It's probably one of my favorites in this deck, because not only is the artwork so lovely, but also the meaning is lovely as well, because we have this almost ferocious looking water dragon here, but he is so magnificent, right? He is beautiful. He is uplifting, and in a way, you're very intrigued by him, right? You want to go experience this water dragon. You want to go by it. You want to walk towards it in a way, because we're looking at it in a sense as if we were maybe a sailor or someone who was just walking along the shoreline, and we spotted him, so we walked over and see how it's kind of an opening here. He's looking right at us, so it's a little bit intimidating. Maybe they feel a little bit intimidated by your presence, so they stand off a ways away from you, or maybe they just kind of keep their distance and just admire you from afar, because you seem just so out of their league, because you're someone who can dive really deep into your own depths. You're someone who is very sensitive, but because of your sensitivity, you're someone who's very emotionally stable and emotionally connected with other people as well. And that is so awesome. You're very healing. I think that your touch especially is very, very healing, has a wonderful healing quality to it. You definitely uplift others, and you inspire others as well to kind of be the best person that they can be, because you shine on your own in such a way that is unique to only you. There is no other water dragon that can replicate you, and that's kind of what they feel when they see you. They think, this person is so different from every relationship that I've had. This person is so different from any friend that I've had. This person is just their own person, and they really, really admire that. They really respect you as well, is really what I'm getting here. It's like they're not going to cross your boundaries, and they're not going to get like a little too close for comfort. They're not going to set you off, and they're not going to try to get a rise out of you either, because they do see you as someone who deserves respect, and someone who they just want to have a harmonious relationship with. Do you guys remember like the movie The Water Dragon? I couldn't finish it because I started crying. Or was it The Water Dragon, or was it The Water Dog? I don't know. But it was so sad. But honestly, like, they had such a good relationship, that boy with his water dragon, with his Loch Ness monster, honestly. But I think that's kind of the connection that they want. They want it to be lighthearted and happy. They don't want it to be where they're intimidated or they're a little scared to approach you. Not necessarily saying that you're like someone who is going to attack them immediately, but they just think that you're so striking, and they think that you're so even elegant at times, maybe even just intelligent, just out of their league, I feel like, is really what I'm hearing. But I actually want to read you out of the book. I didn't do this for the other two picks, but I really, really love this card, and I wanted to be able to give you a little bit more in depth of what's going on here. So with this card, it says, the water dragon brings that which is hidden into the light of day. Memories and wishes which may have long lain forgotten or repressed in the unconscious may emerge or frighten, overwhelm you with their apparent negativity or destructiveness. Facing these experiences with compassion and courage will, in the end, bring you to an experience of greater depth of soul and a greater sense of connectedness to all life. There we go. Although you may at times feel overwhelmed with emotion, with time, you will be able to achieve a sense of balance and stability as these strong feelings are integrated into your consciousness. Okay, so how awesome is that? You are someone who is very deep. You're someone who's very deep diving, and you honor your emotions. You honor how you're feeling, and how awesome is that? You're someone who can understand how other people are feeling, and you won't push other people either. If you're feeling like someone's having a bad day, you're not going to be like, hey, will you talk to me? Will you talk to me? you know? You're going to be like, hey, it's okay. I'll go do my own water dragon stuff, right? You know, you'll go and take care of your own endeavors, take care of your own passions, and then you'll come back at the end of the day and say, hey buddy, are you okay? And they really appreciate that about you. They really appreciate that you're someone who does reach out to the people that you love and the people that you care about, but you also give them space. You're not someone who is going to bother them all day, you know, in a sense. Not necessarily saying that, you know, it would be a bother, but maybe this is someone who's a little bit of a homebody. They are someone who maybe even is a little bit of an introvert, you know, and at times it's really hard for them to be able to reach out or to be able to still remain connected. But they really want to come towards you, I think, because they see you as someone who's very unique. They see you as someone who is very emotionally open as well. You know, maybe you're someone who is very welcoming to the idea of a relationship, but that isn't necessarily saying that you aren't cautious. You know, you're someone who will still kind of trust your intuition and trust the feelings that you're getting. And that's also how they're feeling about you, is that maybe they're just watching you from afar, or they're kind of planning in their head, you know, what it might be like if you guys were together and what sort of just kind of action they might take towards you, you know, because it's kind of like, what would you do towards a water dragon? You know, would you get like a little saddle and you'll like hold up a little fish and go, come here, and then you hop onto him? You know, it has to be a little bit more planned out than just that, right? So they're not just going to come up to you and be like, hey, you and me on Friday night, we're going to TGI Fridays. You know, they're probably not going to be that straightforward. They might be, but, you know, they just want to kind of chill out with you and have fun and maybe just have one-on-one time is really what I'm getting. So let's go on to your next 3 cards. These are your Secrets of the Mystic Grove cards, and these are talking about different energies that they really want to bring into this connection as well. So we have number 31, Celebration, number 13, Bloom, which is interesting. It's just kind of like those backwards. They are both 4. And then also number 16, Listen. Okay, so here's the deal. You know, with number 31, Celebration, Bliss, Joy, and Delight, they want to continue to have fun with you. You know, maybe this is someone that you could have a really close bond with, someone that would, you know, really take up that best friend category as well. They would not only be your partner, but they'd also be one of your closest confidants. They'd be that person that you really turn to at the end of the day, that person that you want to celebrate with as well. Maybe you guys go to a lot of parties together. Maybe you guys will start going to baby showers or different things like that, but they want to bring you into their lives. They want to really celebrate with you. They want to have fun. And, you know, they really want to experience all that life has to offer. They want to experience all the bliss and delight that life really could bring, you know? And they see you as someone who's very, very beautiful or handsome. You know, you're someone who definitely stands out from the crowd, and you're someone who caught their eye almost immediately. Oh my goodness, because you are very well dressed, you are very well taken care of, you know, and it's almost like they really want to pamper you and be pampered at the same time. They want a very 50-50 relationship with this, you know, kind of a 4, and with it kind of being bliss, joy, and delight. You know, they want to be able to experience all there is that's good in a relationship with you, is really what I'm feeling, while maintaining that balance and while maintaining that stability. 4s are also like building that stability. It's like building blocks, you know, laying out a foundation, laying out the foundation for even a house, a home, a career, a relationship, whatever it might be. They want it to bloom. It also says recognition, acknowledgement, and being seen. So maybe this is even someone who's been admiring you from afar. Maybe, you know, you just kind of pass them on the subway every now and again. Maybe they're your neighbor. Oh my goodness. You know, but whatever you're really feeling about them, they really want you to recognize them. They want you to see them. They want you to take them into account as well, because maybe they're trying to get your attention. Maybe they're trying to laugh louder than normal. Maybe they're doing like really exaggerated hand movements. They're just really wanting you to look at them and to admire them and appreciate them. Maybe even just slip in a compliment and say, hey, your hair looks really nice today. You know, it can be kind of scary, especially when we go and compliment people, but it's very uplifting. It's very kind of a beautiful energy. And I think it would mean a lot to them for you to come forward and say, hey, I like this about you, or hey, I think you're dressed really nice today, because they really hold you up to a really high standard. You know, you're someone who is really elevated in their eyes, and not in a toxic way. I just think that they think you are so innocent and pure and just angelic. They just hold you to such a higher standard. And it's not that they're going to expect different things of you from other people. It's just that they see you as someone who is just so otherworldly. They've just never seen the likes of you anywhere else. And remember how we were seeing, acknowledgement, recognition, being seen, really wanting them to be heard as well? That's what this is. Paying attention, dialogue, communicating. They want you to listen to them. They want you to pay attention to them. They want you to take the time for them. Maybe this is someone that you haven't even talked to a lot recently. Maybe this is someone who, maybe they're a cashier at a store that you really like. Maybe you see them at the park every Sunday, but if they try to make little conversations with you and you're really feeling that there's a connection there and you're feeling like you need to start a conversation with them, go for it, go towards this connection and go towards that conversation, because it's going to really make a lot of difference. Oh my goodness, I just looked down and look at the fortune that was laying right here. It's ripped too. It says, be assertive when it comes to making a big decision soon. Oh my goodness. The other two didn't even have that. I feel so sad that they didn't have fortunes, but look at that. So make sure that you're being assertive with them, maybe complimenting them, saying, hey, did you catch the last episode of The Walking Dead? Did you do this? Did you enjoy the music festival last weekend? Just ask them little things like, what are you doing this weekend? You don't even have to come off as being weird or being scary, for asking them their plans. They're just going to really appreciate the fact that you're taking the time for them and the fact that you're really listening to them and understanding where they're coming from as well, because they've really watched you for a long while. They've really admired you. They've had their eye on you. That's like, I've got my mind set on you. I've got my mind set on you. Yeah, it's kind of like that, because look at how they're looking at each other as well, like so intent. She's just like, wow, what a beautiful bird. And he's just kind of like, wow, what a beautiful lady, Oh my gosh, we're going to get all B-movie up in here, but with birds. But make sure that you're really listening. And with it being number 16, if we were to add that up, that would be 7. And as you guys know, the number 7 to me represents kind of like a crossroad. You can continue doing things the way that you are, or you can kind of take a new opportunity, take a new road, and do something different to kind of expand yourself. And sometimes it can be really scary. It can be also very overwhelming as well. But we don't have to just jump right in. We don't have to immediately go, hey, we're going out. We're going roller skating. We can just say smaller steps. We're going to maybe go out and get a cup of coffee, because that's a lot less stress. That's something that friends can go out and do together. That's something that doesn't have a lot of pressure on it. And if you don't want to ask them out just yet, maybe even just say, hey, would you be interested in, maybe even just talking about something that we're both interested in? I don't know, maybe you guys both really love, maybe you love nature, so you guys can go on nature walks together, right? Maybe you guys can go bird watching. Talk about your likes. Bring up different stuff to them. Say, yeah, I went water skiing earlier this morning. And they're going to be like, really? That is so cool. I've always wanted to go water skiing. And then that really opens the floodgates up, and you can really start talking about the things that you're really passionate about and really knowledgeable on. Because when we're able to talk about things that we know about and things that we're comfortable with, it'll be that much easier to be able to communicate with this person and to be able to have those one-on-one talks. Maybe they also just feel like you aren't necessarily interested in them. It's kind of like the energy that I'm getting here, because this is what they want out of the connection. This is what they want from you even, and this is just saying, hey, could you listen to me a little bit more? Could you maybe compliment me? Could you pay attention to me? Maybe just bring up some more conversation ideas, because maybe this is someone who feels like they've exhausted every opportunity to talk to you, and maybe they just feel like you aren't interested, right? But maybe that can't be further than the truth. Maybe you're someone who's like, I can't come off as desperate. I can't be too assertive, because then they'll know that I really like them, right? And that would be very vulnerable. That would be something that I can't do. But make sure that you're opening yourself up as well. You're just talking about them, about the weather even. Say, hey, really lovely weather that we've been having lately. You've been really really nicely dressed for it, or anything along those lines. Make sure that you're bringing up little compliments and really making sure that they're being heard and being appreciated as well. It can be very hard, but make sure that you're taking it one step at a time, because they really like you, you know, especially with the bloom here and with celebration. It's just kind of like, I want to take you to all my family get-togethers. I want to introduce you to my cousins. You know, I want to introduce you to my best friends. I want to introduce you to my dog Albert. You know, like, there's all of these different things that they want to do with you, and it's so much fun. They just want to have such a fun, loving relationship with you, and that is so awesome. So just make sure that if this is something that you really want to pursue, that you're listening to them and you're taking the time for them as well. So going on to your next two cards, these are your animal totem cards, and these are talking about different energies of your connection. So we have the Tower and the Star. Okay, so these are really awesome energies, and you might be thinking, but the Tower, but no, it's a very good energy here. Don't worry. And the Tower is always a very good energy, because, you know, we can rebuild what once fell down, what didn't work. Because, you know, we see that this anthill in the background, that one got literally destroyed. Like, Zeus literally struck them down, right? And this anthill over here is like, woohoo, we made it. But they built it in such a way, you know, to where they're higher up out of the ground. You know, they're not as close to the ground as this anthill. You know, there's someone who built their structure very good, so they don't have to worry about all of the problems. So make sure that you're with this, that you're building a good foundation, that you're building a foundation of one that's very open with communicating, one where you guys can freely talk to each other, one where you guys don't have to worry about expectations. You don't have to worry about how you might come off as well, because there might be a little bit of anxiety as to how each other might be seen by the other. You know, maybe some of you don't want to seem very desperate. Some of you don't want to seem like you're coming on too strong. But it's not going to come off like that. That's definitely not the energy that's happening here, you know, because we have the Star energy here. Oh my goodness. This is a relationship that could withstand the test of time, is what this is telling me, because we have the Tower here followed by the Star. There's always hope. There's always a renewal here, in a sense, to where you guys can go through changes. You guys can go through quarrels. You guys can go through big family problems as well, and it wouldn't matter, because you guys' connection is strong. It's something that's very solid, and it's based on a good foundation. Remember how we were talking, oh my goodness, about these 2 4s? That's building a good foundation. That's why the Tower is here. They want to build a foundation with you. They want to build something strong with you. Oh my goodness, they want to travel to lighthouses with you. Maybe. But yeah, they want to experience the world with you. They want to experience all there is. But I also want to say that with these kind of Tower moments, with these opportunities where we can say, did I build this relationship strong enough? Did I build this foundation strong enough? We can always start over, you know, because there is the Hope card here with the Star. This is talking about, we have this beautiful oyster, and she has made this pearl. Now, pearls are the result of an infection inside of the oyster, right? You know, it comes from a really hard time, but because of that uncomfortableness and because of, you know, the trials that this oyster had to go through, we have a beautiful little pearl now. And how awesome is that, you know? So pearls might be a little uncomfortable when people wear it around their neck, because they're like, ew, that was literally my infection, right? But that's just kind of a testament to saying, hey, you know, sometimes life can be really hard. Sometimes life can throw a lot of curveballs at us as well. But it's up to us as to how we are going to look at it. Is it an infection, or is it something that's beautiful? Is it something that we wear on our neck, or is it something that we look at with disgust? You know, make sure that you're really using discernment here as well, because every aspect of our life is there for a reason. You know, even if it's not necessarily something that we can see at the time, it is, you know. There is always something that's going to come out of the situations that you've been in, whether that's knowledge for another relationship, you know, going forward, or whether that's just on how to handle a situation differently. I think that you guys are going to grow together. You guys are going to have a really awesome, very stable relationship if that's really what you want, because, you know, there is this kind of unstable, kind of uncertain energy, but it's also like you both have a lot of hope for this relationship. So it's going to outweigh this. I also want to say that with the Tower, it's like things have to change. You can't just kind of stare at this person forever and hope that they're going to ask you out, and vice versa. You know, this goes for both of you. You know, there has to be a little bit of a change here where there is more communication, there is more recognition as well. You know, you are acknowledging this person and saying, hey, I really like your hair today, you know, or something along those lines, because maybe they're just kind of assuming that you don't even like them, you know, but they're hopeful. They're very hopeful. They're like, hey, maybe. But as far as the energy for this relationship so far, it's just kind of like there's a lot of hope surrounding this relationship, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned as well. It's definitely a relationship that will grow as you grow, you know? So continuing on to your next 4 cards, these are your Witch's Tarot cards, and these are talking about the compatibility in this relationship. So we have the Knight of Cups, woohoo, followed by the 10 of Pentacles. I love it. Oh my goodness. The 5 of Cups in reverse with, I'm just going to put that in there. Okay. With the 5 of Swords. All right. So here's the deal. You know, you guys are going to have like, oh my goodness, is compatibility even an issue here with the 10 of Cups? Oh my goodness, especially since it's in the upright. Wow. Y'all have nothing to worry about, honestly. Because it's like this person with the Knight of Cups is genuinely wanting to come towards you and offer you their cup of love, or at least both of you are, maybe even. And it's going to be so healing. It's going to be kind of like a thirst quencher. I guess would be the best way of putting it. It's going to be like something you both dreamed about for so long, and it's finally coming to fruition. You both are reaching that end of your cycle together. But the interesting thing here, you know, is kind of like you guys are starting a new journey together going forward from this end of the cycle. You know, it's like you guys have a lot of plans for the future as well, and you guys are going to kind of be like archetypes together, I guess, building your perfect future, building your perfect outcome. And the thing that I really love about the 10 of Cups is like stack 1 got the 10 of Pentacles up to wazoo. Like honestly, whoa. But this pile, you know, with the 10 of Cups, this is such a different energy from the 10 of Pentacles, because the 10 of Pentacles is talking about we have all the money that we need, we have all of the resources, and we have a really bomb relationship, right? We're very stable. We're very connected. But with the 10 of Cups, this is saying, I don't mind if we have a humble home, humble background, humble beginnings. I don't mind if it's just us living in a really small house with our family and we have property, you know, like I don't mind any of that as long as I'm with the people that I love, because home is where the heart is. And that's really what the 10 of Cups says, is that I am home when I'm with you. I don't need all the riches. I don't need all the glory. I don't need recognition. You know, I don't need a legacy. It's kind of like in Hamilton, how Liza's like, we don't need a legacy. We don't need money, you know? And that's really the vibe here with the 10 of Cups, is like, we could be living anywhere, but I'm happy. I will always give you my cup of love, and I will always be on your side. I'll always listen to you. But with the 5 of Cups in reverse, here's the interesting thing, is that maybe sometimes it might be a little bit hard to focus on what is right here. Because while it is very emotionally fulfilling, maybe you do feel like there's another aspect that really lacks in life. Like maybe you aren't as secure with money, you know, together. Maybe you guys kind of, I'm not necessarily going to say struggle with money, but I'm going to say that you're not as, you know, in the money as like the 10 of Pentacles. But I think that as long as you're focusing on what is going right and not focusing on what's going wrong with the 5 of Cups in reverse, you're going to be doing fine. Because with the 5 of Swords, look, 2 5s, there has to be change. 5 5 5 5 5 5 instead of bye bye bye, right? But the 5 of Swords, this is really just talking about feeling defeated. This is talking about kind of feeling like also people can betray you or kind of put the sword into your back, kind of backstab you at times. But this is just feeling like, I don't know how I'm going to continue forward, because this is like, it's a lot of weight on your shoulders, right? It's a lot of mental thoughts, a lot of mental burden as well. So I really feel like the problems over here on this side is more just mental. It might just be your own worrying about, am I going to be satisfied here in regards to other kind of aspects of life, you know, because you have the emotional commitment, you have the stability, you have the happiness, but there's still something lacking. And maybe it's like you want to pursue your career, you want to pursue your endeavors before you start a family. And maybe for some of you who picked this pile, maybe you guys will start a family first, and then it'll kind of be like, I probably should have focused on my schoolwork, or I should have focused on my career or my hobbies or what have you. But just take it in stride is really what I'm getting, you know, because children as well are very much blessings, you know, they're very beautiful, very loving as well. So feel very proud of all that you have or all that you will accomplish, regardless of the time frame, you know, because sometimes life can really throw us curveballs and things that we really don't expect. But it's up to us to just keep continuing forward and to keep a good mind frame, really, you know, to focus on the things that are always good in life, you know, because with the 5 of Cups in the upright, she's looking at the 2 cups that still are upright. She's looking at, hey, maybe the 2 cups are these people's 2 cups. It's this partnership. It's this relationship. So make sure that you're focusing on the things that are going right as opposed to the things that are going wrong, because maybe this is an ideal relationship, but you're a little bit too hard on yourself, and maybe vice versa as well. Maybe there's a little bit of a doubt here saying, could we kind of take this off the ground? Could this be something that we really can work on? Is this something that we can really bring into our lives and bring into fruition as well? But do you see who's peeking out down here? Is the star. And this is talking about, yes, there's hope. There's hope to do all this. There's still a fighting chance is really what I'm getting, to be able to achieve this partnership and to be able to achieve this connection and to achieve this stability as well. So moving forward on to your next 5 cards, and these are going over sort of what the relationship would be like if you guys were to be together. So we have the Princess of Pentacles, followed by the King of Pentacles. Ooh, the 4 of Pentacles, all right, the Queen of Chalices, and the Temperance card. All right, so here's the deal. Notice how we have the 4 of Pentacles here. Remember how I was saying that maybe you're going to be worrying a little bit about money, or maybe even finances, maybe even saying, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. Don't hold on to your money, you know, don't create blockages for yourself, because I see that you guys are going to be very abundant. Remember how I said I don't want to say that you guys are going to be blocked, because you're not going to be. It's just going to feel like it. And that's why we have swords there, because sometimes sword energy can kind of be illusions, right? It can kind of be our ego talking to us, and our ego and our mind saying, hey, well, this is the way a situation is, even when it's not, even when that isn't the situation or that isn't how things are going. Sometimes our ego can really persuade us into believing that, you know? So it's up to us to really remain stable and remain kind of level-headed to kind of clear that out, because there is a lot of hope here. There's a lot of loving energy as well, a lot of stable energy too with the Princess and King of Pentacles. But with the Princess of Pentacles, you know, not only is this receiving messages, you know, but this is also receiving money. This is making plans for yourself. This is being very good at money. So in this relationship, I feel like the cards actually helped with this, because it's like, just focus on the bills together, work on bills together, work on any kind of costs, any kind of cost of living. Sit down maybe at the end of the month and just have a day where you guys really focus on everything together, maybe even a few days every other week, you know, something along those lines, where you guys can both sit together in your own power and in your own energy when you're feeling comfortable and say, hey, we have the money to pay this, this, and this, and we still have this much left over. That way you don't have to feel like you're holding on to money. That way you don't have to feel like you're creating any blockages as well, you know, because that's what I'm really getting, is that maybe some of you might be holding on to that. You might also be holding on to past baggage from past relationships with an ex as well. So make sure that you're healing from that. And with the Temperance card, make sure that you've already kind of been healed from that before you get into this relationship, so that you're not putting this baggage onto another person, you know, because Temperance is also about having patience. It's kind of feeling renewed as well. You know, the angels are really helping to mix your cup of love with this person's cup of love, because they are offering it, you know, with the Knight of Cups here. It's like they do want you to take a drink of it. They do want you to have this cup of love. But the angels are just kind of like, I'll be taking that, right? And they're kind of mixing it together like, yeah, let's try to get this ready for Sharon, right? But they're taking care of it, and your ancestors are taking care of it as well, and your past loved ones. So have no fear here. Surrender to the universe and surrender to your emotions as well. If this is someone who makes you feel very fulfilled, someone who makes you feel very emotionally stable, because you yourself are someone who's very sensitive, someone who is very emotionally stable, someone who's very emotionally open, like we were talking earlier, right? And that's the whole vibe of the Queen of Chalices, is someone who's very nurturing, someone who's very motherly, someone who takes care of others as well. But it could be that maybe you guys continue your schooling, maybe you guys continue university, maybe you guys continue even going into your career before pursuing family matters. And I want to tell you that that is a-okay. Sit down with this person and say, have a really serious conversation with them and say, these are my goals, these are my dreams for life, and I would really love if we could even put family building on the side for now to be able to achieve this, or anything that you really want. Make sure that you're having a very open dialogue with this person. You're being very forthcoming. Because that's really, really important here. And look, another 4. I was just like, whoa. Yeah, they really want to build a stable foundation. There will definitely be foundation building here. I think that the relationship is really going to grow as time goes on too. It's something that it's not going to just hit a point and go stagnant, is what I'm saying. You guys are definitely going to continue growing with time. It's not going to have an ending to it, especially your love for each other. Even if you guys don't necessarily stay together, I'm feeling like you do, especially with the 10 of Cups. But even if you guys don't, I think that you guys' love is really going to transcend this lifetime into another lifetime as well, because it is so pure, it is so nurturing, it is so compassionate, so stable as well, especially with this king energy, with all these court cards here. Oh my goodness, change, right? But there's going to be a lot of change here, and we have a lot of court cards in here too, which is really talking about this is going to be a very divine union. It's going to be one that really makes a lot of sense to you. Maybe they're going to be a soulmate, they're going to be a twin flame, they're going to be someone that is very, very much a big part of your life, so to speak. And I think that you're really going to feel thankful that you've met them and that they've been in your life. There might be a lot of like text messaging back and forth, and especially with it being pentacle energy here, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's something that's going to take maybe even years of building with this person. But that's half of the fun, is being able to go on these adventures and being able to build that connection, and then one day look back and go, wow, we liked each other for a long time, right? It's just romantic. It's just sweet. I don't know. I love it. But make sure that you're being very honest with this person and being open with your feelings. I think that maybe even though you are someone who is sensitive and someone who is emotionally open, make sure you're showing it to this person, because they're not going to deceive you. They're not going to cheat you or lie to you. And you would sense that right off the bat, because you have an amazing intuition. You are a really good judge of character, so don't worry about it too much. And don't be holding on to past hurts as well, or past grievances from exes or what you might have had. Maybe even some of you feeling a little defeated because you're like, hey, this isn't necessarily how I plan to have a relationship. Maybe some of you plan to have a really big wedding, a really royal wedding. Like some of you were like, I'm gonna be Meghan Markle, right? But it didn't end up that way. And maybe you're just kind of like, I'll settle for a smaller wedding. I'll settle for something that's a little bit smaller because I really love this person. And let me tell you, in the future, with all of this money, once you get past these blockages together as a couple and are able to really deal with your finances together, I think that you guys will have a lot of extra money, to feel comfortable, to be able to go out, to be able to celebrate this. Oh my goodness, it could even be that for right now, they're feeling a little worried, do I have enough money to be able to provide to this person? Do I have enough money to be able to go on dates? And let me say, just going to the park, holding hands and walking around, that is a date, my friend. That qualifies as a date. As long as you guys are like, hey, let's go have fun. You could even pack a little picnic, make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, whatever it is that you really like, but it's the thought that counts. So don't feel discouraged as far as money goes, and financial abundance. Make sure to continue to do your affirmations, but I really feel like they're going to see you as just their wish fulfillment and their dream come true in a way, and the end of their cycle, the person that they could potentially spend the rest of their life with. So moving on to your last card, this is overall closing messages about about this connection, and we have the Queen of Hearts again, which is the Queen of Cups. So look at those two. Oh my goodness, you know, this is saying open your heart up, open yourself up to love and to being compassionate with others. Open yourself up to a new relationship, because it could be that for some of you, maybe you're wanting to pursue this with someone, but you've been in so many bad relationships in the past that it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary, this feeling inside. Honestly, though, like, they feel a little bit bewildered here. They feel a little bit nervous, and I think vice versa. So make sure that you're being very open with them, and you're just telling them, like, hey, I really like you. I admire you. I think that you're cool beans. You know, would you want to go maybe on a wildflower hike, or would you want to go taste test honey at the local honey shop with me? Like, there's spicy honey, there's mango honey, there's all kinds of different honeys. But as long as you're really being open with this person and telling them what's on your mind as well, you know, this person isn't a mind reader and they aren't going to hurt you. You know, I think that maybe you're going into this relationship or into this connection kind of putting your guard up, and maybe that's why this water dragon looks a little like, you better stay away, son. You know, because you're like, I've been hurt in the past, you know, I've been hurt pretty good. I've been burned by fire before, and I'm not going to do it again, which is why we have this little water boy that's coming up to you, and or water girl, you know, and they're saying, hey, I'd really like to give you my cup of love. And you're just sort of like, is this a trap? Are you going to trap me, mortal? I am a water dragon. Are you trying to trap me? You know, and it's just a little bit of a confusion there. So make sure to take your time and to be very true to yourself, you know, and the rest will really follow. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this stack 3. I think that your connection is awesome, especially with the 10 of Cups being in the compatibility section. Just don't be too hard on yourself, and don't be too hard on this person either, because I really feel like maybe this person will stray a little bit from your normal type of relationship or soulmate, you know. Maybe they're going to just kind of be a completely different character. They act different, you know, and that's wonderful. You know, maybe you really, really need the change. You need a change in scenery, so to speak, you know. But honestly, this is going to be a really conductive, very wonderful relationship. It's very 50-50, very based on reciprocity as well. And I think that even though you guys can be a little bit, sometimes I think for some of you, you can either be very frugal, or for some of you, you can either spend way too much. So make sure to just kind of be in balance with your money, and make sure to keep up with your affirmations. I know I keep saying that, but I can't stress it enough, you know, and don't come towards this person being suspicious. You know, they do have good intentions, I think, you know. I think that they really mean well. I think that they've just been really hurt in the past as well, and they don't want to open that can of worms too. But look at who's popping out down here, communicating. Oh my goodness. Just make sure you continue to communicate and continue to speak your mind, and you will be good to go. But thank you again so much, stack 3. I hope that you have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below and also a comment. Let me know what you think. And let me know, like, do you love water dragons? What's your favorite type of dragon? I love, oh my goodness, sea monsters. Whoa, right? When I was young, I really wanted to be a cryptozoologist. Like, for a while as a paleontologist, and then I was a cryptozoologist. Wow. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Also, hit the subscribe button if you have not already, and also the little bell icon so you can be notified for every time that I upload a video. And yeah, all my links are in my description box down below, my Patreon, PayPal, and also my Etsy in case you wanted to get a personal reading for yourself. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next pick a card. Bye!